Hello, Nasdaq followers. We have a special treat for you this morning. You just saw Indy 500 ring the opening bell. And my name is Leanne Alfaro. I'm a host here at Nasdaq, bringing you today the winner of the 103rd Indy 500, Simon Pagenaud, also the first Frenchman to win the Indy 500 in almost a century. What a historic feat. Congratulations.
Thank
Simon.
you. Thank you for having me today.
Absolutely. Thank you for being here and welcome. Welcome to the show. So how are you still processing this win that happened just on Sunday, 2 days ago?
It's phenomenal. It's a kid's dream come true. I dreamt about this life when I was 6, 7 years old. I'm not from a racing family, so surprisingly, the virus grew in me just watching racing. It's just phenomenal to live your dream, and even more to accomplish your dream. It's quite phenomenal to be in this position today.
I can only imagine. So talk to us a little bit about the props that we have here, because
Yes.
I mean, I'd love to talk a little bit about the tradition. The Indy 500 has been going on for so long, and let's start with the wreath. You're wearing the winner's wreath.
Yes.
What are we looking at?
Well, first of all, obviously, I'm really proud to be an Indy 500 champion. So, we get to have perks like this one, which means that you're the winner, and I'm very, very proud to wear it. So, when you go on a TV set, you wanna show what you're here for, and this is a beautiful wreath that we carry with us all day for this media day. We've got a helmet for you with all the drivers, the entire IndyCar series signs, all the drivers, so past champions like Will Power, my teammate, but myself on it now, so Helio Castroneves, Ryan Hunter-Reay, all the past champions and the present drivers. So that's a gift for you, you can have.
That's amazing. Thank you so much. I'm sure our team will enjoy this. We're going to have to find a case for it, that's for sure.
Yes, you should.
And talk to us about the ring that you have on your hand.
Yes, so here is the ring. That's the winning ring. So when you get to victory lane, you get to drink the milk, and then they give you a ring as well to obviously carry it and be proud of being a champion.
That's amazing. And oh, love it, love it. Now, you also mentioned drinking the milk.
Yes.
Now, we've seen plenty of articles about this. The winner has to drink a milk, and you're saying the Dairy Association reaches out a little bit ahead of the race, saying, what kind of milk would you drink? So talk to us a little bit about the tradition, because originally the winner drank buttermilk, but you drink whole milk.
I did. I asked for whole milk because I wanted the whole experience. But it goes very, very far back. The Dairy Association started this tradition with Louis Meyer in 1933. So it's a long, long tradition of winner drinking milk. It started with Louis Meyer just drinking milk every pit stops of the race. At the time, the races were a lot longer. They would go on for 8 hours. It would take them a lot longer to do 500 miles. Now, it's a lot faster because the cars are so fast these days with technology. But let me tell you, the best memory I will keep from winning the Indy 500 will be the moment I drank the milk, because it is the biggest race in the world, and you've got to remember that. It's the biggest race in the world, and the tradition is only there is to drink the milk. So it was a very sweet and very amazing moment.
That's fantastic. Now, you mentioned that this is also a big deal because you are the first in nearly, and you said 99 years when we were talking off camera, to win the race from France.
Yes.
So what is kind of the reaction when you go back to France? What do people say to you, or have people called you from France? Like, what do they say about you winning the Indy 500?
Yeah, my phone has been blowing up. Obviously the race was 48 hours ago, and I've only slept 6 hours since we finished the race. Been very busy with doing a media tour to try to promote the race as much as possible and talk about the biggest race in the world. So obviously, I can't tell you how proud I am to just carry my French flag so high here in Indianapolis and here in New York today at Nasdaq. It's amazing to think about what is happening. And obviously in France there's been some tragic moments lately, events with the burning of Notre Dame. Yes. It's very tragic because it's an historical monument, and just as Indianapolis is such an historical race, I'm glad that I could give some smile, happiness with sports, and hopefully we can go back to France with the big Borg Warner trophy, and hopefully we can celebrate there with French people. But it's incredible. Obviously it's taken them a little bit more time to realize what's happening with the time difference. But right now today is actually blowing up, and I think we're going to have a great sharing of emotions with French people and the French media. So I'm excited.
And you will be back later this summer to mark that celebration, because for now, the grind keeps going, right? You have a race coming up in the next week?
Yes, we're going to Detroit, which is Chevy town, and it's very important for us, Tim Penske with our Chevy engine, to do well there. Then we'll go to Texas, then we've got some testing going on, and it basically doesn't stop until July. So it's okay. You know, I've won the biggest race in the world. I'm transported by happiness. I'm fulfilled. I'm so grateful. And I'm still going to try to win this championship. I'm actually leading the championship, which is 18 races long.
Wow.
And I'm going to try to repeat another championship.
Fantastic. So here's kind of a more general question for people watching out there and wondering about your work ethic. I mean, this is a really intense race, the biggest race in the world, as you mentioned, the Indy 500. And when you see it on paper, like you went 229 miles per hour
yes.
in this race, it's kind of incredible. How do you kind of get in your zone? How do you prepare for something so big?
Thank you.
And
well,
how do you prepare to perform?
There are several layers of this. There's a lot of work that goes into place to be in the position I'm at today. It's quite difficult to get to the top level because it's an expensive sport. You know, that's the first thing I would want to say is you have to be able to find partners that will help you along the way to show race teams that you can be a professional and be paid to drive. But that takes a while. So all the way up until you're 22, 21 years old, you're not a professional. You actually have to bring partners to the table and buy your ride, basically. It's a very weird sport in that sense. So it really is a business, the business side of the sport. It's quite interesting. And then on the other side of that, you have to be a businessman, right? On the other side of that, you have to be an athlete and work on the physical side of things. It's a very cool, very physical, elite sport of racing. Where we put up to 5 Gs, so that's 5 times your body weight, imagine that, and you have to hold that strength for 3 hours at 230 miles an hour. And then comes the mental side of things, where you have to be, just like you said, fully focused for 3 hours at this kind of speed, inches apart from your competition. It's, I tell you what, a few years ago I wasn't able to do it as well, and it's just a constant work with my mental trainer. Constant mind game that I do to try to maintain a concentration level at the highest I can for as long as possible. It's a daily routine. There's no off days in racing. It might look like we spend a lot of time in vacation, but we really don't. It's every day you think about how to get faster. Every day you go to bed, you think about how you're going to be better tomorrow, and that's what racing is all about.
So just as much as a mental as it is a hands-on tactical.
Very much so, yes. It's obviously there are racetracks that are more physical than others, but the strategy, the mental game is huge.
Absolutely. Well, Simon, thank you so much for your time. Again, congratulations on the big win, and look forward to seeing coverage from France while you're out there.
Thank you so much. I'm excited.
Thank you for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Nasdaq followers, please stay tuned for more coverage coming to you here live from the Nasdaq market site in Times Square. Until then, signing off.